Hello and welcome to the new exciting Point Blank Voices podcast. I'm your host Luca Sempers, and today we're going to be talking about student experience and community in London and this school. And joining today we've got Tomás, Luiza and Gerrard, and we're going to be giving a bit of an insight of what it's like to go in Point Blank and living in London. But first what I'm going to start it off with straight away is a funny story straight away of you being in Great Britain, like in London. What's a good story to tell us to start off with?
Probably my first interaction with Roadman, to be honest. I didn't know at the time, but it was kind of I guess, considered not really, I guess, the best area. But I came in, and then, I kind of had a bit of a notion of what kind of the culture was around here, and then I just kind of was going home late one evening, just came back from a night out or something, and then just had these guys just come up behind me and just be like. And be like, well, go on, bro. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, you speaking to me?
Yeah,
I was just kind of confused, and then,
you, where you
yeah, but then the thing is, they noticed my accent. They were like, oh, where you from? And I was like, oh, I'm from Portugal. They were like, oh, all right, sick. Do you live in the area? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, okay.
Speak no English.
And then literally, they were like, and then they just left me alone. But I was like, I think this is the first time not sounding from where I live was a good thing. It's not that funny, to be honest. It could have gone a lot worse, but it was funny to me, because I was like, this actually saved me, So
Hey, yourself, Gerard, or?
Yeah, first thing that comes to mind is I think I was at Clapham Junction on the way in, and sometimes the trains can be quite ram-packed. I've got onto this train, and there's not really any more space. All of a sudden, I've seen this guy, and he's got his hands out, and he's used me to push everybody else in. So he's pushed me, and I've ended up hitting this old woman and all that. And I was like, oh my gosh, that was so bad. And
I thought you were going to say he pushed you off the train.
No, he didn't push me off the train. So he used me. He used my body as a way to push everybody else in. And yeah.
For yourself, any?
I can't think of anything right now.
Nothing?
No.
What about meal deals? Was your first getting a meal deal? That's always
Oh my god, I love meal deals.
Where from though?
There's what is Venezuelan restaurant behind Orsman Road,
Okay.
after when you cross the canal, there's a Venezuelan place.
Oh, right, cool.
And they have
Arepas and Co, is it?
yes,
Yeah.
Arepas and Co. Oh my god, I love that place. And they have this meal deal which is you can choose between an arepa, a bowl, or something else, and a lemonade, and it's the best meal deal ever because I'm from Brazil, and I cannot find good beans here, and they have the best beans. It tastes Brazilian, and I'm every time I feel I miss home too much, I go there and have some beans.
I like how you
said.
said food, and you just didn't go with English food.
no, but that's the thing.
What am I gonna say? Fish and chips?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's what
I
I mean.
agree. Don't say fish and chips.
That's the thing. That's when I heard you say when we were talking about meal deals, I instantly went Tesco.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tesco. Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, this is Venezuela. I was like, oh, Tesco's upgrading their diversity, their diversity choice. Because I had a meal deal before this podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love meal deals.
what'd
I think
you
the
get,
UK should establish their inflation rate based on the price of the meal
Yeah,
deal.
they used to be
When it
£3.
went up, it was a big thing.
Well, yeah,
It was
exactly.
Meal deals from £3 to £3.60. It was everyone's what's
I
going
know,
on?
screw unemployment and the price of gas. No, how much is the meal deal? You know
And
what I
then
mean?
some of them are an expensive meal deal, the posh ones,
The
£4.50.
Tesco's choice. It's I don't trust. Who's making
No,
these
I'm
choices?
not- I'm not
Who's
just-
making these decisions? You know what I
Not at
mean?
all. I'm actually getting really hungry right now, so I'm gonna take food out of my head. We'll get onto visas actually. Seeing as you two are international students,
Yeah.
I was in Prague. I went and studied in Prague for 6 months at my old uni last year. My visa was quite difficult getting. What was yours like? Was it
Terrible.
terrible?
Mine was easy.
Oh, that's-
Because I went
There's
to
always one in there, mate.
I went to uni previously in the US, and that was a hustle for sure.
Ah.
It's-
Trump or
Yeah, pre-Trump. Yeah. But it was still really bad. The bureaucracy is just ridiculous. You have to do so much stuff. And definitely in the UK it was so much easier to get a student visa. I just had to got it admitted to the school, and then kind of just send the paperwork to the government. They were like, okay, here's your visa.
Do you think that the fact that you did that in the US beforehand made it easier to kind of do the UK or not, or not really?
Do you mean like it
Like the whole
impacted or
process, yeah.
influenced?
Or or just the whole process itself. Like, because I think for me the main reason is because I was just so used to like the EU and the Schengen and all that
Yeah.
that I was just kind of like.
I think
Oh,
don't
it's
help
pretty
with Brexit
simple, you know
though
what I mean?
as well. Like when we went, I think it matters on certain places. Like I had the choice to go to Madrid or Prague, and like I think it cost me like £1,000 something for the whole visa to go to Prague. But if I gone to Madrid, it would cost me £95.
You know, for me, it was a big. Honestly, it was a big mess. Like, not for everything, but it was mainly to actually get my birth certificate and my English test. Actually, like the English language certification.
Like
the test was fine, and then after I got the test, I had to get my birth certificate, but the birth certificate had to be translated into English.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I just got my certification. Let me translate my birth certificate. And it got rejected because they were like, yeah, we don't trust your like translating skills. I was like, okay, so what was this test for? You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I just passed the test. I got a C1 in English.
You
Can
need to get like a certificated translator to do everything. Especially because it's higher education, so you gotta prove that you know that you're gonna understand what's being taught.
Yeah, you have to speak the academic version of that language, which is like
Yeah.
a bit tough.
It's a lot of effort, isn't it?
Yeah,
Right.
it was a lot of effort. Yeah, but and don't even get me started on the price of everything.
If we hadn't left like Brexit,
I paid like $6,000
For what?
for the visa and the NHS.
Oh yeah, I have no idea how much I paid.
Yeah, it was like $6,000. Yeah.
let's talk about. Well, you're reps at the school actually, aren't you? You're
Yes,
the
we're all reps.
international rep, LGBT rep, and mature rep. Talk on to Mature first. Was it involved in?
Well, mature students are technically defined as anyone that's age 21 or over. Obviously, 21, you typically haven't transitioned from traditional like college or school and gone straight into uni. Right? So that's what they base it off of. Yeah.
So, like, what do you do on a day-to-day with it, or what do you deal with mainly, problems and stuff?
We're a new team, so we literally just being introduced to just what's expected of us as student reps. I'm not sure about you guys, about your roles, but we're literally just getting trained up and everything at the moment.
And just deal with stuff as it comes.
Yes. I haven't done anything like targeted to mature students yet, but see, that's what I've been appointed to do. Yeah.
When I see the email coming out, I guess I have to look at it. I didn't know I was classed as a mature student, but in yourself, what's yours involved?
Honestly, it's kind of the same. We all have our own societies.
Yeah.
But they're not necessarily related to our rep position. So I'm LGBTQ plus representative. So if any person that is queer or in the community is dealing with some issue or anything, they could come to me, and then I can try to resolve it or bring it the matter to the managers, or if something is more serious, then I'm probably gonna bring it to the people who have more power than me. But yeah.
Myself for international.
I mean, kind of similar to like everything that they said. It was just kind of, we all kind of got brought up at the same time, and we all kind of started our positions exactly at the same time. We had unfortunately like a bit of a change in positions with the previous LGBTQ plus
because
rep.
Bosco was the LGBT and I was the women's representative. But then they graduated, so they couldn't take the role. So I switched it to LGBT, and we have another women's representative now.
I think it's good that we've got reps and societies, you know what I mean? It's makes people more accepting, welcoming, like people outside, like thinking about coming here or not. Yeah, I think it was something that I saw, that I did see those reps or certain stuff. I just I probably don't get involved enough. That's my issue.
I mean, this is the overarching issue that we have experienced as well as reps, of kind of having like a foot in both places. It's kind of like seeing like the student's perspective and then the admin, like, the administration and management and all that. And that is the biggest problem that we have at the moment. It's kind of like, again, as we were speaking before the podcast started, we were talking about the sports society and how you wanted to start it. And then next thing you know, there was actually a sports society going on. This is the main concern that we are like trying to improve on, to kind of make sure that like students know what is happening, So,
like on the VLE or something, there's like a
so
societies.
In the future, at some point, the VLE will have a little a little module saying like student societies or something like that,
life.
or
Student
life,
rep, I
student
think.
life, or student rep, something like that. So as students, you'll be able to just log into your dashboard, and it will be right there, and you can just press that, and it will show you all of the
Like
all
our
of the
societies, our contacts, if anyone's...
And I think it was also the events in general,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
I
something
think
like
so.
that. So keep an eye out on the VLE for that. It should come at some point, hopefully, in the near
Hopefully.
future.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Are you, how long are your courses as well? You finishing at the end of this year, or you?
Yeah, I finished in September of
I
this year.
finish in April of next year.
What's it like living here, being that far away? Do you like the being able to escape, or
Yeah.
yeah?
So far I've been having a great experience in London. As I said, I lived in the US before, and that was an experience. But London is like so much better, and I feel like I've connected with a lot more people here than there. Especially because this is a music school, so we are all kind of, not all, but most of us are like-minded people. So it was easier. So it was easier to make friends for sure. It's hard being away from home, like my family and all my friends. I see them like once a year, but I've been living outside of my home country for 3 years and a half now. So it's like you get used to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love London.
Especially where, like in Hackney, where I'm like living, and around Camden and areas, there's a lot of like music places being closed and stuff. So like being at music school, do you like going out and getting the music events as well, or there's quite a lot. There's loads on in London, isn't there, all the time?
There's always a lot going on in London. That's what I love about it.
Some might even say too much, to be honest. It's a bit, you know what I mean? Sometimes I think it's just like, I just never know what to choose. I am not choosing anything, you know, like, but it depends on what you like, to be honest. Like, I haven't been out that much, but I'm also very picky about what I go to.
For us mature students, should we call it that? Like, I don't like going out as much now either. Like,
I mean, I'm 24. I'm older than you, so
yeah, no, but still, like you were like saying go out, and I was like, oh, I'm mature now. I should be staying in. Like.
keeping in mind he only found this out like today, like half an hour ago. He's like, oh, I'm mature now, so I have to change it.
Yeah.
But it does create a bit of a bubble at the same time, right? Because like even within like the uni directly, within like a 3 kilometer like radius, there's already so much that you can do, you know, like, and like you got the student showcases at like the Macbeth. Jaguar shoes, for example, in Shoreditch, like there's a lot of stuff
around this little bit, innit?
Yeah, exactly, and like and all the pubs as well. We got like the unofficial sponsor Stags, which is like I still don't understand how the uni has no partnership with them, because it's like of how much I feel like we give the 80% of their income is like from
Probably
students.
more than 80%.
So it's like, but and the Beehive. Shout out Beehive though. I'm
I
team
love
Beehive any day.
I'm so team Beehive for sure.
Like I get it, Stags is closer, but Beehive, like we're talking 4-pound pints.
And we have a pool table.
Yeah,
True.
See, pool table's always the one.
Yep.
They got a pool table and a TV.
I'm
but
more of
you're
a
all right
darts
with the
man
football
myself.
and
I
that
prefer
was-
darts over pool though. I'm just gonna put that out there.
You've ever
As a
gone
mature
up-
student,
you ever
I'm
gone up
just-
to- Well, that's like, for like, say, where's your each favourite spot then to go in London? Doesn't matter if it's a pub,
Oh, rugby.
anywhere. Rugby?
Yeah, I used to play rugby, so I kind of like
Ah,
I just
okay.
automatically like.
Wait,
prefer...
rugby's a place?
No, you said favorite sport, right?
Nah.
Spots.
No,
It's
favourite
spots.
spot. Sorry, yeah.
Oh, rugby
I was
for
like,
sure.
I understood. Like, what's your favorite sport? Like to go watch in pubs? And I was like, oh.
Did you watch the game yesterday?
No,
Uh,
I was
Oh, yeah, you're
dying
a
in
huge
bed.
fan.
Dude, I love it. That's why I know nothing about it, because it takes away the love from the game. You know what I mean? Like,
what about you? My favourite spot?
Spot. I'm not sure. I got a favorite spot. I think one of the most interesting places I've been to is like the Alchemist.
oh,
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh,
they
yeah,
they showed like sports games there?
No,
bar,
not
right?
sports game.
It's not about sports.
Is
the
it not? Oh,
question.
sorry.
No,
This
it's
is like
spot.
completely consumed.
What's
Like,
your favourite
spot.
place? Favourite place we'll call it.
Club, whatever. Like,
Ah,
what's your
favorite
favorite
spot.
spot?
Favorite
Or
spot.
as mature, like maybe a library now, maybe.
Yeah.
the retirement
A
home.
park.
Yeah, exactly. A park and a book.
Park. It depends on what I'm trying to do. To be honest,
Yeah,
like a pub,
honestly.
Alchemist is cool.
Alchemist is alright,
In terms of clubs, I love Fold. Like it's in Canning Town. I think that's close to like Docklands. If you're like really into like techno and like anything around that, Fold is 100% the place to go. You have to be 21 plus to go there though. So just
Hey, it was
so
mature.
now
We're
there
all
you can
mature
go.
here.
Mature students only.
Yeah. I really like E1. I don't know where it is specifically, but E1 is pretty cool. Fabric is nice.
Fabric, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
But Jaguar shoes is really cool. It's like right here, and there's always events from. Tasha was in the other podcast.
Yeah.
She has a collective named MP4 Presents, and they
Yes.
do a bunch of like students. It's not showcases because it's not official, but like a bunch of events where students DJ and perform, which is pretty good. So I would say Jaguar Shoes, but the audio, how do you call it? Tipo equipamento de áudio.
I don't know.
Like
The audio equipment, like what do
no,
you
not
mean?
equipment, like the audio setup.
Oh, that sound system.
Yeah,
and
sound
stuff.
system. Exactly. I'm sorry. Yeah, the sound system is not the greatest, but it's a good time.
I think that's the good thing of being like at the music school as well, is that like Tasha's put on the little collective. Like me and my friends got a little collective at like our accommodation. Like you put little things on. You know what I mean? Everyone's kind of wanting to put events on, and like coming to the uni, you kind of think, oh, is there going to be stuff on? Is there going to be stuff to get involved in? But I feel like there's so much stuff that you need sometimes to get involved with. People putting showcases, little events, or like we're thinking of when it gets all sunny, going out to Hyde Park and text people like, oh, bring speakers or like bring your little decks, and just having it out in Hyde Park just all day, just having it there.
Just being a public nuisance is nothing better than that, you know.
When you started uni as like a mature student, what's it like coming in? Is it nervous, or you just like, I don't care?
Interesting. I think obviously I've come in and I work as well. I work part-time, which was quite challenging. You know, just jumping in between and managing my time. It's been a really good test of character and endurance.
See if you've got that perseverance.
Yes, exactly. Especially when I
Sometimes
see
you wake
some
up
of my
and you're
peers
like, I
and
haven't, like, you don't go.
yeah, and just managing just like bills and stuff. And you know, I see some of my peers, they don't have the same kind of stress perhaps that I have to deal with, but it is what it is.
Favourite things about course? Favourite things about the course coming in that you didn't expect, say? And then things that maybe you could be a bit like, I won't mind doing that. A bit different.
I think the lectures are a really high point of the course. Most of my lectures are really nice. I was able to like create a certain relationship with them, and I just learned a lot from them, not even just in the classroom but outside as well.
It's good to like wake up and not like want to go to uni. I don't want to sound like too much of a nerdy or like, too much into it. But I wake up
like I'm enjoying my university.
yeah, I don't
experience.
want to
hate
give it
this.
that much off. But I wake up and I'm like, say when I'm doing Frank's class or Bailey's class, whatever, I don't go, oh, I've got to go. Like, yeah, I don't mind going to fair. You go, and once you're there, it's actually quite good. You
don't
enjoy
wanna
it.
Go to Frank's class? Is that
No,
what you're saying?
like, I don't want to big him up too much, but say
Thank
when I
God
was
that
at
Frank is not here listening to us. You know?
say when I was at my other course, I'd be waking up and I wouldn't at my other uni. I wouldn't necessarily have kind of the urge to come, but like here, I think the lectures kind of
I think
drag
because
you
of
in a
how
bit.
close knit it is, it definitely helps.
Yeah,
because like
definitely.
in my other university, I did like a complete 180. I did like international studies, which is like basically like international relations, right? There we were like in these massive lecture halls with like 700 students. It's like there's no connection there.
No.
You know what I mean? Like then we had like these tutorials where it would be a class of like 15, but here all of your lectures are basically these like tutorial classes, you know,
Yeah.
like that last as long as lectures. And that for me was definitely like the biggest thing that I
Like
appreciated
how
about it.
much each in your class? How many do you have?
Like 15 at
Yeah.
max 15,
Max.
like yeah, like around 10, 15.
Yeah, I
like
think we're the
at any
same.
point.
About
Something
that
like
figure,
that.
Yeah, not
think-
even like less than 15.
Yeah, because
I would
a
say,
lot of
yeah.
people skip as well, so
Yeah.
like so just like 7, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like something
Yeah.
like that.
We have about 9, and then we have 10 when Jit turns up. Like usually, like when he comes in after being late. But I think that's quite the good thing at Point Blank as well, is that the classrooms are small, so you get, and also your lecturers. The lecturers aren't just like lecturers just here. Sometimes most of them are in the industry as well. They're also working, so it's kind of, you don't have a bad name on them sometimes. You're not like, oh, there's pressure, but you kind of get that relationship with them where you're like, they're looking out for you as well, in
They
a
can
sense.
level with you a little bit, you know.
Yeah,
like, as well.
It's kind of like, you're not looking at them as like, oh, you're my lecturer. You kind of like looking at them as a peer, in
Yeah.
a sense of like a voice, like needing help and stuff. It's kind of the way I look at you, like you lot for as reps. You know what I mean? You're that little bit of a step up, but I don't see you as something higher. It's something like a respect level where I can just come naturally and
I
talk
mean, you
to
should
people.
see us
Yeah.
as something higher first of all.
Well, yeah, of
That
course. You know what I mean? I'd take that. But it's the last bit is the financing, really. Like,
The what?
financing in London. It's the spending can be a bit tight, should I say, sometimes.
You mean like expensive?
Yeah,
Okay.
like it's a little bit. Well, for us, like for me especially in Preston to London, it's the difference in prices is like there's a different minimum wage down here. Like the minimum wage completely different in London. to
Is
the
it
rest.
higher?
Yeah, it's higher
Okay.
here. Because the cost of living's a bit more expensive and stuff. Just thought, like, how do you manage it being a student, and then also being able to go out drinking and getting
Just
food
work.
and the food as well. Let's not ignore the food. I didn't mean just
Yeah.
alcohol straight away.
Just work, yeah.
You cook
Cook,
instead of just ordering delivery or going out to eat all the time.
good. I like that.
I just work, like, that's it. Like, I just, because I cannot otherwise, like, do anything. Like,
How did you find work? Did you?
So luckily I had this friend of mine that I grew up with back in Luxembourg. Like, I'd known him since I was like 11, 12. Shout out Mahmoud. He doesn't go to this school, but he deserves a shout because he helped me like assimilate in London like way like better than I would have done by myself. And he he had been living here for like 4 or 5 years already prior to me coming to uni. And so he hooked me up with he took me to this bar called All My Friends in Hackney Wick.
Oh yeah.
And then yeah, I just met the manager there, and I had bar experience from working in the Netherlands before, and so I started working there. But I quit recently because it was just kind of getting a bit too much, and I also wasn't really making enough money to kind of justify staying there, you know, because as like I don't know if this applies to you because you're a UK national, but do you also have like a limit of hours of how much you can work?
Yeah, like
based on like your
20
study?
hours per
Because we have like
do
a
you have a
20-hour,
work
we have a
visa?
cap.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So we have like the student visa is also a work visa basically. Like so when we're in term, like we can only work 20 hours a week, and when we're on holidays, then we can work full time. But
Really?
usually,
I didn't know that.
yeah, you can work full time when you're on the term's not on. But the thing is, I mean, when we're on break, what do? We go home, you know what I mean, or we go away.
Yeah.
So it kind of feels a bit redundant, but but yeah, no, like so I worked for a bit. And then I worked at this rum company as well, Pirates Grog, and now I'm just like actively looking for things, to be honest, like because it was just getting a bit too much with uni because I would be during the weekend, so then I'd have like uni during the week and then like work during the weekend, and it would be like very intense work, you know. So I kind of like was slowly dying, you know. So I was like, I think I need to
Slow burn.
yeah, exactly. I was just kind of burning out, you know. So
And doing, so you had 20 hours is alright. I think unis, like I remember at my old uni, they said to do roughly around 12 hours a week. I think point blank say if you're going to get a job, look between 12 and 15 a week.
yeah, but it's not enough. It's just not enough.
It's not. No, this
Like-
is the thing.
Like,
Like,
people don't want to hire you if you're just working that amount.
Exactly.
That-
So first of all, yeah, like I would love to just be able to work 20 hours a week, but you just cannot afford
You
it in
can't,
London.
no.
You know what I mean? Like
you can't even get, if you go in, I think the thing that I've struggled with the most is going in as soon as I'm a student, they're like, yeah, no.
so, yeah, the door's over there. You know.
Yeah, I mean, like even 20 hours, I could do that, but there's no real play. They offer 20 hours sometimes, and then like one day I'm in all day Tuesdays. Some days like, oh, we need you on that Tuesday. I'm like, I can't, and then it's hard work that
Yeah.
finding that. And I think like since I was 16, I think I've had about 10 or 11 jobs, and like now I'm finding the hardest to find a job because they hear student and then they don't want you. So recently I've tried to say I'm not a student, and they go, why can't you go full time? I'm like, just don't want to. Do you work as well? And
No, I just work as a student rep, and that's how I spend my like the money that I make at being a rep. I spend at the pub, or
at the pub.
or with events and clubs that I want to go to. So I don't want to I don't have to ask for my dad for money just to go out. You know.
I like how you said pub before like supermarket.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's also why I was like,
like
yeah.
essentials.
priorities are
Yeah.
important in life, you know. Like, but luckily, that's the thing. What I like about London, and I guess I don't know if it's a UK thing in general, is the price of like produce here, like supermarkets, are actually relatively cheap.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, compared to other places,
Compared to other places.
compared
Really?
to the Netherlands, like is way more expensive. Like here,
I spend like £40 every week on groceries, and I don't need to go. I don't need
that's
to
crazy.
eat out.
I spend like 60 for the month.
I cook every day.
So do I.
And you spend 60 on the month?
Yeah, shout out Lidl.
Lidl, I was
Yeah.
just
Shout out
saying.
Lidl, yeah.
I go to Aldi.
Yeah, Aldi.
I go to Aldi. Like the
Aldi's
price is
a
not
lot
bad
better.
there.
Aldi's better.
Yeah,
I
I
like-
like.
No, but that's the thing. Ultimately, like in London, you have like what 8 chains of supermarkets. Like that makes like there's a
Yep.
big competitive
Yeah.
like market here for
think
supermarkets.
Never
Like, cause you
seen
go
that.
you go like Asda, Lidl, Aldi, Waitrose, M&S,
Tesco.
Tesco's, Sainsbury's.
There we go,
Sainsbury, yeah.
But for students, though, I think it's like, it is one of those worries that, how am I going to afford stuff, how am I going to get jobs and stuff, but see, this is going to go out, and people are going to watch this, and mum's going to be like, how are they spending £40 a week?
There's a little that just opened down Hoxton Road as well, like the Hoxton Street Market, like right down the road from here as well. So like, and if anyone lives around this area, there you go.
Yeah.
Do you get tempted by the bakery?
Yeah, bro, the little bakery is insane. We were talking about that today.
That's why I don't go in, so I go Aldi.
The bakeries are really, like, the supermarket bakeries are pretty good here. Like, the Tesco's one is pretty good, Sainsbury's, but the Lidl is the best one.
I think that's the most known about Lidl in the UK, it's just the bakery. Like, people go in for all those pastries and stuff.
Like, the produce in the UK is actually, like, decent. The amount of variety that you get is something that I really enjoyed.
Do you think they're, like, good quality stuff here? So when you go out to, like, when you go to your pubs and your different...
Pubs I was disappointed.
Disappointed?
Like, yeah, because they're all the same. Like, they all sell the same thing. You have to go to like a random pub where there's only like 5 seats to get like UK like breweries. You know what I mean? Like the rest is all like different versions of Heineken essentially, because Heineken owns everything. You know, like, so I was a bit sad to see that, to be honest.
How do you navigate being able to manage the finances in London as well as being able to do other things?
I mean, it just kind of like comes down to just planning ahead. At least for me, I like to plan things just ahead. So with like meals, I meal prep as much as I can.
Budget.
I try to find, like, when it comes to accommodation, I try to find somewhere closer to uni rather than being far away, because I was considering living in Lewisham, like in Catford.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But then when I saw the difference in price, it was much cheaper than, like, because I live like pretty close to the uni. It was cheaper. But then I take into consideration, okay, like the public transport costs, you know what I mean? Like taking because I had to take like the trains and whatever to like London Bridge and then like take the underground. And I was like, ultimately it would have cost the same, even with the student Oyster card and the rail card and all of that.
Yeah, what was it like finding student like Oyster cards and stuff for travel?
It was pretty good. For me, it was instantly, as soon as I got into the UK. I
got it straight away.
I was like lost. I was straight up lost, and so I just went and asked someone. They were like, "Did you just arrive in the UK?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's my first time here." And they're like, "Okay, you can get They like gave me the list basically and like a little pamphlet, like explaining all the different things that I can get, which was very helpful. But I just bike everywhere. I just bought a bike. You never got that?
No.
Well, there you go.
You looked at an Oyster card now, or have you still?
I don't have an Oyster card.
Oh, if you just it's like a. So do you know when you go on like the tube and you just Apple Pay and you click it, you can get that up and I think it gives you like 40% or is it 40 or 6%?
But for the student one, you have to do it online.
Yeah,
I tried doing it through like uni days. Never got a card.
Yeah, uni days is another one that you can get all stuff through. I think you have to go on. I think Point Blank. They like confirm like where your current address is and stuff, and then you can get because it's like a student card.
Yeah.
And that comes through. So that's one of the say like getting tube every day. I think it saves you. It'll save you a certain amount each.
But it's good that you mentioned uni days. Actually, uni days is very, very helpful if you're trying to live on like a budget as well. You got uni days. You got for food. You have Too Good to Go. That place is great. I know. Have you heard of Too Good to Go?
No.
Yeah.
It's like this app that like goes like connects with like.
Gonna be wasted on the
yeah,
day.
exactly. So they do with like supermarkets and restaurants. They go like, oh, you can get like a random basket of fruits and veg for like £2. And it's like a kilo of fruits and veg, like, but it's like random. You can't choose because it's just like what, like for the day.
Yeah.
Recently, there's also Neo Taste that came out like not too long ago. That one's like for to get like deals for restaurants, but it's like a subscription based thing. But Too Good to Go and Uni Days is fully free.
Yeah, you can get a bunch of discounts in uni days.
Your ideas as well, Gerrard. You for saving money, different cards.
Those are some good hacks like the Too Good to Go, Tom, and like I would say. I mean, there's no cheat really, other than you got a budget, you know. And I've used like Monzo, and you can set the budget, so you can literally see, you know, when you're spending how much has gone out, and you know, kind of stop you from overspending.
Yeah. Comes up on your phone, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
What did they do, like? So what did they do if you do like reach that limit? Did they like just lock your account?
Well,
what if you go beyond that? Did they send someone to your house just to beat you up? Like
you can set up a pot so you can't go over and all of that kind of thing. So you can literally
damn,
control
so
it.
full
So
on,
you still need discipline, but it's good to see. You know.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you can have in your head that you're budgeting, but you're not really. You're just tapping away. So it's good to have that ability on the Monzo. So I would recommend that to anybody as well, because that's helped me.
I've done it before, like going on nights out, putting a limit on. Because I've tried to budget, and then it didn't go as well some weeks, so I kept on going over. So I did put the lock on, where like you can't spend anything. So I'm
You
there
stay
thinking,
disciplined, then you realise,
Yeah.
you know what, I can't tap away like that next month because I'm just not going to have anything for the... I'm going to be all right for 1 week, and then the
Yeah.
next couple of weeks of the month is just going to be rubbish.
when you looked at becoming like a rep and stuff, what was your like true meaning behind it? Was it like so you can be a voice for other people, or was it, can be truthful, was it for the money? Like you,
I didn't do just for the money, but I definitely needed some money.
yeah.
But like I noticed that it was really hard to like connect with other people. Not connect, but like get to know other people because we're separated between international students and domestic students. That's what you were saying. Yeah, UK students. So because I'm international, most people I know are international as well.
Okay.
And I thought that by being a rep, I would have more possibilities and chances to get to know more people around school, not just the international. But not because of being a rep. I think it was more of going to the freshers party. A lot of like I met a lot of people doing that, or like staying in front of school after my class and just talking to people that are coming out of class. So it wasn't necessarily because I'm a rep. But yeah, and I also wanted to be a voice for people like me, like LGBT people and previously women. Because I applied for both roles and then got accepted to the women's and then switch it to the LGBT. But I wanted to be a voice for people. And I think I have good communication skills, so that's something that would help.
Yeah, it's good. What about yourself, Gerrard? Was it?
Point Blank is just an amazing place. It's an awesome opportunity. I think it's a powerful hub where, you know, musicians and creatives are here. And when I saw the opportunity, it's particularly the mature student position, it just really resonated with me, you know. And I just thought it would be a really good opportunity to be able to participate in what PB's doing, and just be kind of just that bridge between the students and the staff. Or
Being that voice, so I guess some people who...
I guess kind of a bridge, because it's like you said, it's like we're like 1 foot in with the students and 1 foot with, you know, the back end. And so far it's been...
Nice knowing what's going on a little bit. And
It's been really interesting, yeah. And I think as students, it's almost like, you know, on online, you know, you go on a web page and you see the GUI, like the graphic user interface, but then obviously on the back end you got all the coding and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it's the same, you know. You see all the meetings, the committee meetings that are happening, and you know, the whole feedback loop when we're getting feedback from a student and what kind of actions are being driven to address, you know, student concerns. It's been really good.
Good.
And we didn't know we were gonna be part of the committee meetings going into this, so it's it was kind of a surprise, but a good surprise. Cause
How often are they? Like,
It depends. Like they're every term. Every term.
Oh, okay.
Like they're kind of like.
I've been to like 3 already, I think.
I don't want to say it's once a week. Maybe once every other week.
Oh.
Something like that. Yeah.
It's more than I thought.
I think
To be
it's
fair.
once a week.
Is it once a week?
Yeah. We don't go to all of them, so
right,
we
got you.
divided ourselves to whenever we're available.
Like Gerrard said, it's like gave us kind of a new lens to see like what exactly the uni does about like certain issues that maybe students have, and, you know, and it was very refreshing to see that like, okay, there is actually a lot of care put into like how we experience like university, and so as much as, you know, there are problems 100%, what institution doesn't have problems, right? We just need to I can comfortably say that the university definitely does try their best, and every decision that they make is like in students' interests
Yeah.
Yes.
for the most part.
And it's good for us to be in the meetings too, because then we can voice the students' opinions on some.
Yeah.
Like, we're not just there to
Issues.
like smile, you know, like
Yeah.
smile and wave.
Yeah.
Like, we
Yeah.
actually like they encourage us to give like our inputs and stuff.
Yeah.
100%.
You know, so that's very nice to see as well.
It's always good though to like have reps and to be able to listen to and use them, because the school wouldn't be able to grow in the way it should be growing with the students. You know what I mean? Students aren't being able to say what they want it to go like, and they're thinking it should go this way, and it should be going that way. You know what I mean? It helps students and like point blank come together more. So what's it like being a student, but also being able to hear the other side of what they say about students? Say you got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. What's it like being that?
Powerful.
Yeah, it does feel powerful a little bit.
No, I mean it is nice. It is nice because again, like you hear all the things that the students are saying, and you're like, it's like I already know what you're gonna say about because we've talked about this in a meeting. You know what I mean? Like, but it is kind of like sometimes there are things that they like ask questions. At least a lot of my friends they ask like, oh, so like when's this gonna happen? And it's like I don't have those answers as much as I would like to, and a lot of times even if you do, you cannot say them because they haven't been like incorporated yet, right? But besides that, I don't think it's that intense because also a lot of students just don't really care that much. Like, let's be real, you know, like they're like, as long as I can book my studios and do whatever, I am happy. But besides that, I don't think I have like that much of an internal conflict because if I did, I wouldn't really want to do this position in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I wouldn't really say like it's a conflict per se. If anything, it's just been kind of a transition, like because in being just a normal student to now being a student rep and being in a situation where you know students are complaining or you know got some kind of issue. Now it's like I don't have, shall I say, the ignorance that I had before. Whereas like there's literally processing things that happen behind the scenes before things can be implemented. Like
You're less blaming the
even
uni.
if you've got an issue, like they're not just twiddling their thumbs in the office and just waiting for you to say something and then they're just gonna address your thing straight away. There's processes and stuff that needs to be
you're less
adhered to. So
you're more understanding of the uni.
yeah, I'm more understanding.
I
So
won't go that
then-
far.
Yes. You're like some like say for instance like me. I don't know. I'll complain about something. I'll be like, "Oh, why is it not done?" But and then you kind of like, "Well, no, because it needs this step now." You understand a little bit more steps. So
We give context. We were able to give context to students.
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
But
That
it can
feels
be
great.
really annoying sometimes because people love to complain, and because we know that there's stuff going on on the other side, it's like, guys, can you just just accept the fact and like.
well, that's what I was going to ask. Do you get a lot of complaints? I don't know if
Yeah, decent.
Yeah.
Not a lot,
Yeah.
but
Well,
enough.
decent.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's like again, sometimes it's this whole idea of like we do. I guess in this where I will defend the uni a little bit. Like students do sometimes take like things for granted. Myself, me, like
for
myself
sure.
included. You know what I mean?
All of us.
And so like especially when it comes to the complaints, like even like today or to this day, like we have students complaining about like the lack of events, and it's like no, there are a lot of events going on. You know what I mean? Like, and there is only so much that the uni can do. You know what I mean? Like to make you aware of it. You know, like they are perfecting like means of communication, but like right now you have the events panel on your dashboard, text messages, emails. You know what I mean? Like there are just open your eyes a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
You also got to engage more, like.
Yeah.
Just to add as well, like the feedback, the module feedback. Like I've seen like the figures and stuff. Like we really need to like be complete in the
yeah, no, we are
feedback
not
because
active at all.
if we are not doing the feedback, they can't act on
Exactly.
things
Do
that maybe
anything.
you're not happy about.
they like
so-
the questions about
and it is
the
anonymous
courses and
as
stuff,
well.
Yeah.
So
It
the
actually
courses
is.
And the NSS, the national survey as well.
yeah.
Like, if you haven't done that, you need to like get on it, like, because it's again, like Gerrard was saying, you have to like if you do not fill these up. That's what we were reviewing today in the community. For example, we were reviewing the results, like the performance of like the uni based on the surveys, because that's the only thing we can do. Like even for me, before I was a student rep, I was looking at the NSS. I'm like, oh, this is I guess just an additional measure because we had the module reviews as well to fill those out. But then I found out like later that the NSS is actually a really big important part of how the university deals with their own like reviews themselves. You know. And so again, like this is why as students, if you want things to get better, we have to participate. Like you have to. You cannot just assume that someone else is going to do it for you, because then they will do it for you, and then you're going to be unhappy. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you have to actively like participate in your own future, because it is your own future.
So with the panel here, the student experience and community, we'll go full circle and like a good story or good like memory of you being here at Point Blank, or where you felt part of the community or your peers or whatever. We'll start with you, Gerrard. Go on.
I had a very good experience with the choir that currently meet on the Mondays in the
You're a singer?
evening. I'm not a singer. I was
Jeff
aspiring
always,
one.
because he was just he knew you were going to ask him then.
I was a singer, but it was when I was going. I'm not going at the moment, but it was just really good to meet with other students. Some people obviously that are on the singing courses and stuff. Yeah,
Something a bit different, like hearing the DJ decks on different sometimes in the choir.
yeah. And then they always put on like a showcase at the end of the term.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so
Get to show off a bit.
experience, yeah.
Then today's just singing in the shower. You're singing with the choir this time. And yourself?
I have two experiences I would like to share. One is my sound engineering module with Chris Ransom. Shout out to Chris, amazing guy. Definitely one of the best courses I've taken here at Point Blank. I learned so much, and he was an amazing teacher. You could see that he really cared, and doesn't matter like how many times you ask the same stupid question, he's gonna like explain to you calmly and in different ways to try to make you understand. So yeah, that was a great experience. His class was amazing. I have like only good things to say about it. And also the last freshers party we had here at the hub was pretty cool too. We were able to get some drinks, right? And that was nice. That's when I got a big sense of community, because I have really good friends from Point Blank, but they're kind of less social than me. Not antisocial, but I would say less social. And they were like, they just couldn't believe how many people I knew, and I couldn't believe either. Like, people would just come and say hi to me, and I'm like, I know this person, I don't know your name, but I know you. And that gave me a really sense of community. Like just going to these events and talking to people, being open, like it helps a lot, meeting people.
You mentioned it before, but I do agree with just standing outside, just having a smoke during the break.
Yep.
Like, you meet so many people.
Those cigarette breaks
Yeah.
are like, you meet a lot of people. And also going to Stags after class, there's always people outside, and you just like, you know that they're from Point Blank by the way they talk, by the way they dress, and if you don't know, you can just ask. I don't even have to smoke, just stay outside.
sure,
and
Yeah,
stay
just outside, just chatting. That is a good spot. It's true. And for yourself?
For me, it's like any day of the week is gonna be like the people I've met, like both classmates, teachers, like faculty members. Like ultimately, those are like the memories I will take home. Especially like from the people in my class. Like these are people that I like know for a fact that the friendships that I've made are like just gonna last like for a long time, you know, like and beyond that as well with some teachers again, like I've really enjoyed some teachers, like, and I mean all teachers were great, but some of them you even connect beyond the classroom. It's just like I do not regret being here like once, like 1 second at all. Like I'm happy I came here 100%.
Yeah, best decision I've made was to come here for sure.
Yeah.
And for you, same? Yeah. Going all the way around, and then you were just like, nah. Like, just, thank you very much for coming in. It's been very nice learning off all of you. If you're worried about coming down to London or student experiences, you just heard here, it's a nice place to come, and like there's good experiences to have as a student here. So hopefully if you're new and you're coming down, enjoy it, and thank you very much for coming as well.
Thank you. Yeah.
See you later.